have stickers here, bro. What? How is this even XC? Hey, this is Miles Kelsey from Bike Network, and this is your head-to-head comparison of the 2024 Specialized Epic and Specialized Epic Evo. Maybe about 80 meters. Slight climb. I'm going to do a standing start, flat box sprint, absolutely flat box to the next rain bar, and look at the time. I got a pricey bike and a 300 Rand stopwatch, which is going to tell me how fast the bike is. Wow, like it's so cool not to have to think about what mode you're in, like lockout mode. And the bike, when you drop watts, the bike just surges. Makes me want to race XC again, almost. So that was about 9 seconds. High-tech gadgetry we're using here at Bike Network. I think that was about 9 seconds, so that's the Epic. It's so fast off the line. Must be an amazing feeling to be an athlete in prime condition, drop watts, and have your equipment deliver this kind of performance. What a bike. Okay, so 80 meter power sprint up a climb. This is the Evo. I've actually locked the shock out. Let's see how we do. Right, let's take a closer look at the new Epic Evo. It's still a cross-country bike that can be raced, but it's a little bit more dialed in for riders who love big loops and chasing leaderboards. Think of it as a race bike with added capability. It has riser bars with a short stem to sharpen up the handling. It has very powerful brakes that can handle monster descents. There's also no headset cabling on this model. Travel on the fork, so it's a burlier fork with thicker stanchions, and travel on the fork is now bumped up to 130mm. And the build kit includes shreddy components that add a bit of grams. But you've got softer compound tires with aggressive tread patterns, and there's also thicker casings in those tires to handle some of the bigger hits. Speaking of hits, it has 120mm of rear travel with 2 suspension settings of either locked or open. There's a flip chip which gives riders options of a 65.4 or 65.9 head angle, and the reach is a little longer on all sizes. Also new is down tube storage, that's very cool. And this Pro model is decked with a SRAM Exo transmission drivetrain. Of course, we whipped out the scale, and the Epic Evo, as we tested, size large with burly pedals or heavier pedals, came in at 12.45 kgs. While Specialized have used the same chassis on these two bikes, it's incredible how different they ride. The Epic Evo, with its shreddy build kit, is definitely very capable when things get rowdy. It's the kind of bike that makes you want to drop into gnarly lines and cheekily make use of all the features in a trail center. I didn't get to see any kinematic data, but it feels to me like Specialized have got the things dialed with the rear suspension. Full travel is available when it's needed, yet there's still lots of support throughout the stroke. I thought the steering accuracy of the Evo is exceptional. It holds lines very well. Traction and corners also very good, and I definitely could have pushed the bike far harder than I had time to. But when I did push the speed, the chassis had some give to it, maybe a little bit of flex, but not the kind of flex that detracts from a ride, the kind of flex that sort of improves traction, improves comfort, and actually adds to the ride experience. It's definitely a bike I'd like to play on more.
Okay, Evo. Hope the brakes are bedding. Let's rock and roll. Ooh, okay, immediately feel like you can attack way more. Oh, so much more grip as well. This thing is sick. Like the speed, kind of like the gravity and race inside of me just wants to go.
The second component to our head-to-head comparison involved a timed run on the Zululand trail here in Jonkershoek. It wasn't a full-out effort. I kept things clean and comfortable and never once felt sketchy. We were chasing the weather, and so I only had time for one attempt, and I clocked a 1 minute 48. That's according to my high-tech 300 Rand watch from Clicks. My take on the Epic Evo is it's well suited to riders who love to climb hard and shred harder. Someone who might compete in 1 or 2 races a year, but that doesn't necessarily take them too seriously. As an endurance bike, the capability of the new Epic Evo is mind-blowing. The new Epic 8 is a 120mm front and rear race whip. The first thing Specialized tells me is the bike has been designed to be more capable than the outgoing Epic Evo. The S-Works frame is 76 grams lighter than the previous model, and they achieved that by improving construction techniques, shedding excess materials, adding some tire bolts, and even a carbon shock extension. The one-piece carbon cockpit has a lot of sweep, which is great for endurance riding, and this model does have headset cable routing. The Epic 8 has 3 shock positions: open, which has a little bit of compression, sprint, which has lots of compression, and then what they're calling magic middle with digressive damping, which is ideal for about 80% of racing conditions. This model is equipped with RockShox's Flight Attendant, which adds a whole lot of chakalaka sauce to the feast. While you are riding, Flight Attendant collects data from the SRAM Axis-enabled components and adjusts the suspension settings for you, always keeping you in the most efficient compression setting. Specialized have been doing this downtube storage thing for a decade now, and it's finally trickled into their XC rigs. Our size large test bike weighed 10.94 kgs, that's with pedals and some mud.
What? How is this even XC? Oh!
Yep, how is this even XC? If you ask it to, the Epic 8 will rally like a trail bike, and because it's a lightweight package built to roll fast, on certain trails it may even be faster than a trail bike. The point of difference I must mention is the ride position. Whether climbing or descending, I feel like the bike puts me into the best possible position to maximize power and trail speed. It's an incredibly comfortable ride and a bike I could happily spend hours on.
Okay, so gentle climb now on the Epic, and in 10 seconds Flight Attendant has changed mode twice. I'm currently locked out, and I know this because I can look down and see it's locked out. See the little green light there. I'll move on to some, yeah, there you go, you heard that. Change to pedal mode because I'm on some bumpier stuff. Still in pedal mode. Still super efficient in pedal mode. This is definitely the Goldilocks mode where you want to like where you know you're getting good traction, good efficiency, and good comfort. And I'll go into these rocks here. Okay, it still stayed in pedal mode, which is nice. So it's like still the first ride, and remember it's got ride dynamics, so Flight Attendant's whole thing is it learns how you ride and tweaks the response on your next ride based on what it saw on the previous ride. So first ride experience, it doesn't seem to be like overshifting, which could be irritating. I can imagine in a race when you're on the rivet, flipping lacquer, to not actually have to like think, should I go lockout now or should I stay like trail or open, you know? Like frees up bandwidth to think about nutrition, line choice, sitting wheel, you know, race strategy and stuff. Technology is incredible. Almost wish I was racing XC.
Against the clock on our timed descent, I managed a 150 on the Epic, which was 2 seconds off the Epic Evo time. Closing this video out with some thoughts on who should consider the Epic, the answer is quite easy. It's the bike for riders obsessed with racing and for racers who are obsessed with winning. Don't let all of Specialized marketing mumbo jumbo put you off. This bike is insanely fast. Right guys, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Please remember, any questions on these bikes, you're welcome to message us and we'll help point you in the right direction or answer any questions you've got. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, like and subscribe, and enjoy your ride.